Hey there YouTube, AJ here. In my last video, I took the seat frames that I was going to use in my hot rod and I split them apart, extended them, made them wider. Now it's time to do the same thing to the seat foams that are going to go on those seats. Start the seat back here. First thing we're going to do is put a line just straight down the middle. Here I'm just marking a line in the center of the backrest and the bottom cushion so I can cut on it. Okay, now that we got a center line marked on the cushions, we're going to go ahead and cut them in half. Now professional upholstery people, they have electric hot wire knives that cut through these things. A lot of times they're set up kind of like a table saw where you can just slide the foam through. I don't have any of that. So I'm going to go with what they tell you not to do. Electric turkey carver. Hopefully we can cut this good straight line and we'll move on from there. The electric turkey knife actually worked a lot better than I thought. The secret was just taking it slow and cutting a little bit at a time and not trying to cut all the way through the cushion all at once. Okay, so we got our seat foams cut apart. Let's go throw them in the car. Okay, so you can see we've got the left and right sections onto our seat frame. We've got what should be a 6-inch gap in the center of the cushions because we took 6 inches out of the frame. Or, sorry, we extended the frame by 6 inches. So if we measure that, we're right on 6 inches. So now that we've got these seat foams cut apart, we need to repeat the process, split the third one right down the middle, and then take a 6-inch section from each side of that split, top and bottom. So we'll have pieces to fill in here in the front and the back. Here I'm just using the same technique, lining out my 6-inch sections on tops and bottoms, and then just using the turkey knife again to slowly cut through it, making sure the cut's good and square. Okay, now we have all our 6-inch pieces. Let's go see how they fit. Well, I'm a little biased, but I don't think that looks too bad at all. It's sitting really nice, actually. I got to glue these together. They're gapping a little bit, but that's, I mean, as far as fit-wise, everything seems to be fitting really good. Same thing here on the back seat. Again, got to glue them together, close up these gaps. Everything else, though, this seat's not quite in right, and it's kind of temporary where it's at, but yeah, overall, I think we can just go ahead and glue these seat foams together now, and we're good for the seat foams. I think we're doing good so far. Let me get in here and see how it feels. Honestly, feels really good. The seat height isn't bad at all, really, except for I'd like to get some more clearance to my legs here. But again, my steering wheel, when I get the adapter made, is going to put it up an inch to an inch and a half taller, I believe. So that's not bad either. I was planning on cutting the seat down so I'd sit further down in the car, but I'm really not that bad. I might still cut it down an inch or two, but I think I might wait until I get that adapter made so I can kind of see exactly what I need, how far I need to take it. Wouldn't mind being a little bit lower, trying to get my knee below the door frame, so I'm like right at even with the door frame. But I think for now we're just gonna kind of glue these together, get them mounted as is, and then after that we'll work on this adapter thing, that my quick release adapter, and then we can get a final decision on how much foam we need to cut out of the bottom of the seat. What's next? I guess we can glue this foam up. Well, I am going to put on some disposable gloves, because anytime I use glue and pretty much paint, I end up with it all over me. So I'm going to take some precautions here so it's not so hard getting cleaned up. I'm going to be using this 3M Super 77 multi-purpose adhesive. I've had this can a long time, so hopefully it's still good. You'll find out shortly. one's not perfectly aligned, but we'll be okay. That glue is tacking up really fast, so that's a good sign. When I go to upholster these, there'll be foam that goes over top of it, so these little imperfections won't matter. And I still want to get it as close as I can, but little bobbles here and there are no big deal. All right. Gluing up the other seat went pretty straightforward, just like the other one. Both seats went together just fine. Okay, those seem to have glued together really well. We're just going to let them cure for a while out here in the sun. And so we can start working on some other things while these cure. We'll, like maybe those seat brackets, getting those mounted. Well, I realized that I forgot to cut down the back seat, the backrest of it, to stay below the back part of the car. So I ended up having the cushion like 6 inches above the back body panel. So I had to section that seat frame. So that's what I'm doing here, just cutting it apart using the same process I did before. And here I'm just prepping the edges that I need to weld to, just cleaning them all off so I can have a surface to weld. And then now I'm just laying it all out and getting ready to weld it, tacking it together, and then going through the exact same thing I did when I split these and widened them, except for now I'm taking a section out of this backrest and just making it 6 inches shorter. Here I'm just cleaning up my welds and then reassembling the seat frame together and spraying a little bit of Rust-Oleum rust reformer on it. And now I'm laying out the lines on my backrest cushions to take 6 inches out of them as well. Now, I did try to take it out of the center of that straightest section of the bolster so they would glue together and look like they belonged that way. Time lapses there, you saw me go through the process of sectioning this seat down 6 inches. I've got the frame in there now. The front edge is lined up with the front edge of the original seat well. So the original seat was probably deeper, it was also taller, etc. They stuck out over the edge. I didn't want that look. Anyway, if I line up my front edge with the front edge of the body where the seat would go, I actually am really tight to my fuel filler, but I don't have to move it really, but I will. I will move it back a little bit. I don't know how far yet, but that'll get moved back so we have some clearance around this, and maybe even set the seat back a little bit behind that edge, because the foam, when you put the seat foam on, it sticks out a little further than the metal edge. So we might do that, make the bottom of the foam lined up with that, which means we do have to move our filler back, but no big deal. What that does is leaves our back with space between here, and I don't hate that because I can use that for storage space. So that's fine. So now take our foam back that I also sectioned. And when I sectioned this, I did eyeball this part of the bolster to try to get it where it would line up the best. I think it turned out pretty good personally. Now, this does stick up just a little bit above the back, and again, I'm okay with that. That's not a big deal for the back seat. I'm happy with how this is turning out. I got to get over there to get this foam back around the frame here. If I get in it, I have to be careful because I've got all my trailer hanging here. This isn't bad at all. Now, would I want to ride across the country like this? No, especially because my head is sticking way up above the windshield level. So that would not be fun. But, throw in another couple or grandkids in the back. Dog will be fine. You know, we run down, get ice cream, whatever. It's perfect for that. That's all this is back seat's really meant for, in my opinion. I'm not going to have someone back here traveling on a long road trip. So now we got both our seats cut the way we need them. Both of them widened. Back one section 6 inches on the backrest. And now we're ready to start figuring how to mount these things. Okay, this is going to be hard to show you, but this is the post where the seat comes down and mounts. And you can see right there's one of the bolt holes to where they originally mounted. Now remember, these originally mounted with 2 holes and they were rigid, so the back didn't move. I would like this back to flip forward. So what I think, I've got this piece here that supports my gas tank, and then likewise going down here. So what I think I'm going to do is put in a plate inside that frame that takes it down to this plate here, and then we'll be able to bolt right to it. However, I'm not going to do that on this go around, because doing all that would be a lot easier if I take out the gas tank and all of this other stuff. And I'm getting ready to take the body off of the frame, and I think I just want to wait until I do that, because it'll just make my life a lot easier. So for now, we're going to put this back seat on hold and just leave it sitting here in foam like this for now. That way we can just do this all. It'll be a lot faster and easier after I take this body off, and we can get into all these places from the back side. So for now, let's turn our attention back to the front seat. So we cut this piece here to go in there, and my original idea was to bring an end cap off of this down to the floor, so it'd give it some structure and strength, and that we could bolt to. So I think the first thing I want to do is take out the seat frame, take out this panel, and cut it just inside the width of our mounting legs on the back of the seat frame, because that's where we're going to be building our structure from. So let's start there. So our brace piece here is 36 inches long. Got our center line marked there. Our space between our mounting points, 34 and 5/8. I'm going to shoot for a 1/4 inch clearance, so we're going to go 34 and 3/8. So the cutting was the easy part, but mounting it was different. Alright, so I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. I don't think I'm going to give up on my idea of attaching to this piece here for 2 reasons. One, I don't think it's going to add any strength or stability, and then going to the floor, because of the way I made my floor, is going to be a little more difficult. So I'm going to give up on that and go to a different direction. I'm still going to weld this piece in, just to have a cover piece in there, and then I'm going to build a little bracket off of the car body subrail. Is this subrail? I guess. Yeah, this is a subrail. So I'm going to build a bracket off of this that we can bolt from the inside into. Let's get that measured up and figured out, and drill some holes into this so we know how to mount it. And then, yeah, I think that's how we're going to go. So the first thing I did was round off the bottom of the mounting legs on the seat back, and then I drilled holes in there so the bolt would be able to go through into the bracket that I welded to the frame. Real quick, I welded the panel into the back of the car there, using a little bit of persuasion to get it to fit right, but in the end it went okay. Cleaned up the welds and then dusted a little bit of paint on it. And then now I'm taking a piece of 2-inch square tubing, and I'm going to cut 2-inch U-shapes out of it to use as my mounting brackets to weld to the subframe of the body. Okay, so you saw me cutting up a piece of 2-inch square tubing. The idea is I cut it into 2 U-shaped brackets, and hopefully we can slide these in along the subframe and use those to mount to. me go around the, oh, I lost you there. Let me go around the other side. And we're definitely too wide. So we need to trim that down a little bit. I've got maybe 3/8 of clearance over here. So if we have an inch over there, 3/8 here, that's an inch and 3/8. If we split that, what, 5/16? 10/16? No, that's wrong. Oh, we split in an inch and 3/8. So we have 1/2 inch plus 3/16, 7/16. So these should be 7/16 if I did the math correctly. Let me cut these down, we'll be right back. Well, I caught my math mistake, but I forgot to hit the record button when I was fitting the new brackets. Here I'm welding a flange nut on the inside of the brackets that I can bolt the frame to. So we welded on that flange nut, and I trimmed down the front edge of the bracket so this seat will clear better. Now, trying to get the seat in position where we want it to be before we tack in a bracket. And it doesn't want to cooperate. Right there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tack this one in. Let's get some more light on the situation here. Okay, that should be tacked. Let's see how that fits. Ow. That was not fun. Shit. Okay. Hopefully our seat stayed in place. Alright. And as you can see, it will pivot forward when this is up. Ta-da! I think what we need to do now is take this seat frame out of here and weld it. Okay, well, got our seat in. This part lifts like I want to get access to my electronics and stuff here. Then I can also lift the seat up, fold this forward to get some kind of storage in, small storage behind it. Let's throw some foam on it. Now remember, I'm probably going to cut this foam down so the seat isn't as tall, sitting up as high. Get our foam tucked in there. All right, fold up, fold forward. Okay, so our seats are in, or at least our front seat's completely in. Our back seat, I don't think that's going to be as hard. It'll be something similar, but using the existing structure. Like I said, I'll put that in there after I pull the body off and I have complete access back there to make it a lot easier. But I'm happy with the way everything's looking so far. So, one more thing I want to do before I call this video for the day. Seats are mounted, the front seat's mounted, foam is all cut down. Everything's been, the front seat was widened, the rear seat was widened, and the backrest was shortened 6 inches. All that's done. Just need to make the final mounts for this thing in the back. No biggie. That'll go quick. One more thing I want to do though. well, I cut 2 sets of seat covers in half. Then the last set I cut into wide strips, 2 wide strips each. So the idea is I can get an idea of seat covers. Now I'm not going to sew these together yet. That's a future project, learning to sew. But for now, that gets me an idea of what it's going to look like with the interior, although that's just loosely laid on there for now. Okay, I know it's not interior, but it's a start. You know, the seat's mounted, the front seat's mounted. I like how it sits. Like I said, I'll probably cut this foam down to where it's shorter on the bottom part. It'll work for now. I'll wait until I get my steering wheel quick connect coupler done so I can see my final height on that, and then we'll make that decision. But overall, it's very comfortable and it feels like it's nice and sturdy the way I've got it mounted. I do plan to put a latch on the front as well, so that'll make it even better. Yeah, moving right along, I think. Pretty happy with the way the seat worked out. I might need to shift it over to my side just a smidge. I feel it's just like a 1/4 inch off that way. That's not a big deal. I didn't tighten down the bolts yet. I'll put washers in there for spacers to get it right. So we'll take care of that later. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I appreciate the support. Like, comment, and subscribe if you can. That always helps. Subscribing to the channel helps a lot. I don't know what I'm going to do next on this car. I got a couple of things. Like I said, I got to pull the body off of it to get to where I can start welding on the chassis. Doing all the finish welding there. Got to melt my taillights yet, so got to get back on that grill shell and grill insert, get that done. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. But until then, YouTube, later.